Hello everyone, and welcome back to the War Thunder official stream. My name is Mike Goes Boom, and I'm joined here by the lovely Tom, aka Oxy, and today we have something special for you, which we are not going to reveal yet. Ha! Get wrecked. We are indeed going to have a special guest later on in the stream. They're not joining right now, they will be joining in hopefully about an hour, we'll see. And in the meantime, we are going to be playing some games. And in fact, if you haven't guessed yet by the title of the YouTube stream and the Twitch stream, matter of fact, because they both have the same title, we are going to be playing a crap ton of Stukas!
Yes. Very nice camera.
Tom, your microphone is muted. Achtung! Microphone mute!
I wish I could get away with it longer.
I feel you. You know what we can do next time is just, instead of having the microphone features, have the Stuka Siren 24/7.
So that whenever I speak, it's just the siren.
Yeah!
Can we please? That'd be brilliant. That's quite similar to my internal monologue, so I think it will go quite well, I would say.
Internal screaming, very relatable actually.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
That's how it be.
Alright, we're going to be trying out some of the Stukas now. Not all of them actually have the Jericho trumpets, or not all of them will be making noise. But we'll see how it goes. I haven't really played Stukas in RRB in a long while actually, so it's going to be interesting for me.
Yeah, it has been. Yeah. I mean, they actually are not bad. Like, at least the lower tier ones, because you can really disrupt like the fighters in the climb if you zoom directly over to the climb path, which can be kind of nice. We'll see.
I heard that you were able to buff these by breaking the landing gear, but I've never actually successfully done it.
We could try it. I haven't done that for a long time.
Crew lock any % speed run.
Let's go, dude.
Let's do it. Now, Tom, which one do you actually want to start out with? We have all the Stukas here.
We do. Do you have any preference for your favorite species of Stuka?
Well, I like the ones that make funny noises.
We could go for the B ones then.
For the B2, I believe it is, yeah?
Yep.
The B2. So, we're gonna start off with the Stuka B2. This is the 1.0 aircraft. It comes with the Jericho trumpets. These little propellers right here are the things that actually make noise. So, you can, well, make the enemy crap themselves. Or maybe make them laugh at you, because you're not exactly a fast aircraft or a very menacing one.
True.
At that. You have a very fancy camo for that one, actually.
Yeah, I remember back in the day, like one of the first camo like grinds I went on was like the one for the Stuka, so I went for all of them. And they're pretty nice. There's some really nice camos for the Stuka. The Stuka got around, dude. It was doing a lot of stuff.
I mean, the Stuka was absolutely the warhorse of the German army. I got this one here as well. I believe we did a skin showcase on this one a few months ago.
We did, yeah. I think I quite liked it. And
I didn't so much.
Yeah, that was it.
I would have preferred it was entirely white.
Yeah, I don't know. I like the disparity there. And
I can vibe with that.
The white.
I like this one in the I think this is a Sicilian camo or African camo, which is pretty nice.
Yeah, I think it's Sicilian. I remember like in an old like book I had in primary school about like animal camouflage. They showed like a 109 with that scheme and like spoke about the kind of the duality there, which is kind of interesting. Yeah,
it's a very happy plane.
It is.
You can never unsee this. Just oh god. It's like a 1930s Disney face, which is not very good. It is. It reminds me a bit of a boss monster in Cuphead.
Oh my god, you're right. Yeah, it's exactly the same vibe. Yeah, I can get that.
We need to make our own Cuphead with Stukas.
We do.
And blackjack.
That could be kind of fun. Like a little stylized version. Like in the
War Thunder mobile game.
Ren in the 40s did they were called identifications. I sold a couple of original books with those in, but yeah, they basically drew every aircraft as like a little chibi, and like it was meant to be for recognition. So they drew things like the F4, like the Buffalo, like kind of wide, like a barrel to show like the wide fuselage, and like the pointy angular wings of the Stuka and that kind of thing. So yeah, there's a lot of room to kind of make a little bit of fun out of that. So there's potential.
It makes them pretty damn neat. Speaking of neat things, we actually have a merch store, which I actually completely forgot to make a link for. If you're on the market for War Thunder cups and t-shirts and all the good stuff, we have made a merch store. I need to actually see if I can find the link real quick.
Why is my face so warm?
Are you feeling? I mean, it is quite cold outside, so I'm guessing you're just compensating now with a warm face.
Maybe. I wish I could have direct control over what parts of me I make warm. Is that a weird thing to say? I guess it is. I don't know. But that would be cool.
It's
anyway.
only weird if you let it be.
That is, I think that is true. There's a lot of, I don't know, self-involvement with that, and I think we can all sort of aspire to have a bit of, you know, self-confidence in that respect.
Aha, I have found it, I think. I found a link. I can leave it to you guys in the chat. Alright, there we are, okay. So, I'm going to leave a link down below in the chat, both on Twitch and on YouTube. This is the official Gaijin merch store. We are going to be having some of these items actually in a few weeks, so we can show them off as well. I'm really excited for the the Leopard 2 t-shirt. Have you seen it yet?
I've seen a couple of them, yeah. I'm not sure what's in that particular one.
Let me see if I can quickly show it without giving too much away. So, this is the front. I actually need to quickly do this. There we go. Look at this. Look at this boy.
That's kind of cute.
I actually really want that, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I really want that.
That's kind of neat.
You can change the prices to euro, by the way, so you don't have to worry about translating rubles, which is a bit complicated at times.
40 in stock.
There are not too many in stock. I think there's only about 100 of each of the items in the store.
Yeah.
So if you have something particular in mind, you might want to act a bit quickly. I really want this one. I need something to cover my bald head.
The hat will suit you.
Like, it will. It will. I can wear a hat on the stream. It's beautiful.
I would look very wrong wearing that. I would look like
I'm imagining it now. Honestly, I'm not sure. If you pull your hair back, I think you could rock it.
Maybe, but then I'd look like, I don't know, I'd look like a Bigfoot hunter.
Oh, like a rock star. You don't have the beard for a Bigfoot hunter, so you would be more like a rock star.
I mean, I'm very far away from a rock star, I think. I mean, I don't have that level of...
Tom, I think the chat can agree with me. You are a rock star in all of our hearts.
This is invitation for them to bully me again.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's going to happen. Also, someone called Haley on Facebook sent me a friend request.
Tom, giving you a compliment is not bullying.
Maybe. I think it's just what I'm conditioned to now. Let me see.
I don't think too many people are playing 1.0 Germany right now. Let me see if I can expand.
Yes.
Not the DOM, but the servers. So you can find a better game.
I really miss playing Donkey Kong 64, man. That game was...
I never got to play that.
Really? It's wild. Yeah. There's so many... Like, it's one of those games that... It was kind of obnoxious at the time because there were so many collectibles. And it's like... It becomes like a job to finish that game 100%. So, yeah, it was kind of tricky, but it was fun. You got to, like, explore a lot. It was kind of like Banjo-Kazooie, but with different thematics. And I was a fan of that.
By the way, to the guys asking questions in the chat, the merchandise shops worldwide. I believe taxes and fees are included as well as custom fees. But I believe depending on your region, the shipping might not be free. So read all the conditions and all the good stuff before you order anything.
Yepers.
By the way, regarding... Oh, do we take bombs for this?
You can take it, but you can drop it whenever you like. I usually drop it.
I'll bring the biggest bomb just to drop it immediately. Might as well.
So are we going for the thing where we bean each other's gears? That sounds too
We
sexual.
can try, but I think we need to... Well, not from the bomber air spawn. I don't think that'll work.
No, we can do it. I trust my gear.
I don't. I trust myself right now.
I trust you. I trust you.
Okay, so this is Stuka B2. I see we have drifting rings in the match as well, so we are actually good. He's on our team. Hey!
Okay, right. I'm going to slow myself down. If I can sort of sit behind you.
Oh, we can do a 3 kilometer Stuka dive.
Yeah. That could be kind of neat.
I should drop my bombs. See, the Stuka always confused me because it has this weird launching system for the bomb, which gives it a bit of a delay.
The cradle.
I've always had a really hard time actually getting bombs on targets with this plane.
Like the SP2Us have that as well. The little cradle. It can be kind of annoying, but...
Oh, where are you? Oh, hi.
Are you... Yes, okay, right. So I will zoom my way in front. Maybe I could go inverted. I don't know if this thing can go inverted and hold it. I think it can.
I mean, we can do the whole propaganda footage from the old shows.
Yeah, that could be neat. Okay,
actually, you should be the squad leader. You have the yellow nose.
Oh, true.
I'm going to slow down a bit here.
Okay, so...
It does get air brakes, which is quite useful.
I can try shooting your gears.
Oh, no.
But I don't know. I've not done this in many a time.
Getting close. A bit higher, perhaps?
It's sort of sailing in between them.
It is. Maybe with the tail gun. Let's see if I can get your gear with the tail gun.
Yeah, go on then. Do that. Hang on, I'll go a bit higher.
Here.
Slow down.
You might need to get a little bit lower just. I really hope this works. Sorry, Tom.
I believe. Okay, I'm getting hit markers. It's working.
It's not hitting your wing, I hope.
Oh.
Just did your cooling system, which is not ideal.
Well, I mean, it is slowing me down a bit, so there was some.
Which isn't
tangible
ideal,
effect.
that is for sure. Well, who needs a cooling system? It's fine anyway.
At least I have a cool smoke trail now.
Yes. Hey, I can do it too.
There we go. See?
Whee!
We're now twins.
By the way, this is my unironic guilty pleasure. I like using the smoke in dogfights because I am a terrible enemy to play against.
I'm Rich Evans, and I'm a piece of human garbage.
Yes. I'm a piece of garbage.
I really like Rich Evans. I'd like to hang out with Rich Evans one day. It'll never happen, but maybe. Anyway, so, as we are playing low tier with a questionable anti-air, we may immediately catch fire if things don't go well.
I'm not sure why we are diving, but I'm liking the sound of it.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of little lads down below.
There's a B-26 trying to go up for us, actually.
We can probably energy trap this pea shooter here.
I want to see if I can get him.
What a bizarre thing to do.
Oh!
Okay. Gaming.
Beautiful. Stuka Gaming confirmed right there.
This is Stuka Gaming. Okay, so we don't want to lose too much altitude, but at the same time, if we hang around that kind of dotted area in the middle, the anti-air is going to...
True.
So we have a J6B.
There's an SB2U also coming in for a head-on.
Okay.
You might have the gun pods.
Hang on. I need to try and dodge this man's.
I'm going to dodge this man's as well.
Okay. Yeah, the good thing about the SB2U3 version is that it's incredibly slow. It has the 4 50 cals in the wings, but it loses speed incredibly quickly. So if you can
the problem is I do too.
True, but if you kind of can kind of bleed some speed a bit, I'll come back around in a sec.
I'm going to try and go into a vertical here. I don't think he has the energy to follow through.
But yeah.
He's pulling off. He's on you, Tom. Watch out.
Okay. So... Yes. Okay, go.
Trying to. My engine's cooking as well.
Business time.
I'm surprised how you are still flying, actually.
Stuka time. Stuka's like a super agile boy. Well...
It doesn't have the greatest of roll rates, I have to say.
It doesn't, but it's got like a... I don't know, it's deceptively agile, I find.
There's a J11 trying to go for you as well now, and there's a Gladiator.
Okay,
I think you might be long for this world. No, Tom!
I don't think we are. But we had a good run. We had a good run, and now they're low. It's on you, Chief.
I'm not very good with... I should not have taken stealth builds. I can't see where my bullets are going.
Do you know what? Like, it might sound weird, but tracers on the early German MGs are actually pretty good. They do a weird amount of damage despite not having much like API.
J11 bad! J11 bad!
You doing okay? You should be able to...
Okay, he's down.
Very
Drifty
nice.
Also absolutely clutching it there and helping me out.
So there's the last man's.
God, this thing is handling like a boat right now.
You doing okay?
Hit! God damn it!
Yeah, so when that thing's low, it's gonna have very, very little energy.
I'll try and go for the vertical again.
Like,
I just don't want to get wrecked by his gunner is the problem.
yeah, it does have a 50 cal gunner, the 3.
Ooh, I might have over...
That was a maneuver.
Anyway, I totally killed the J11, by the way, not the J11, the SBU. You saw nothing.
That was a maneuver. That was a very... I mean, I can respect that.
Can you tell I'm not really much of a bomber player in this game?
You see, the good thing about bombers is that if you play them like fighters, you could massively mess with people because they do not expect it.
That is the thing. I remember doing memes with the PE8 because this thing can turn surprisingly sharply.
Yeah, anything with like large wings like that, like how the old SP2M flight model was. That thing was nuts.
The IL-2 as well.
Yeah, but like the SP2M was wrecked like a few years ago, and now it's like an absolute brick.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, anything with like wings like that, they're crazy maneuverable.
I remember when the Blenheim was completely wrecking arcade matches.
Dude, that was my jam. I remember there was a group of people in Sim that would land it in like the middle of the map, and no one could get close because of the back turret.
Oh yeah,
and
true.
So they would just win matches perpetually because no one could even reach them. And that was it was that back in the day, and it was also like landing the PBY on the airfield. I think the A version with the gears, and just sitting there, and you'd never lose. Don't try that, by the way. But yeah, that was very
exposed on Reddit.
Yeah, man, it's going to be a Reddit moment, so don't do it because you know you'll get the
Reddit. You'll
get the Reddit police after you.
Okay, so that was the B2 with the very nice Stuka Sirens. Yeah. I don't believe any of the other models get them, sadly.
I was hearing recently that one of the D versions should get it. if I remember right.
Let me see if I have it. I mean, I have all the Stukas in the lineup, so
But
I can check it out.
They don't have it in game, but I believe another version did, I believe. But it doesn't. It's not the way
in the game.
Well, I suppose we can.
We have these things.
Yeah, I remember in Secret Weapons over Normandy, when you could upgrade every aircraft and have like additional cannons, you'd get those on everyone. So I had like my Mosquito with those on it, and that was a time.
A Mosquito with these gun pods.
Yeah.
Holy crap!
I really miss that game. It was amazing for the time. Secret Weapons over Normandy was a wild time.
We could also try the D5 with the gun pods. This thing has an amazing amount of firepower.
We could. We definitely could. What pods would you like?
See, here's the thing. Back in the day, it was clearly getting the cannons because the MGs weren't doing that much damage. But nowadays, MGs aren't bad.
What's the weight of both of them, actually? So that's 400, and the MGs are only 7. Yeah, so the MGs are way lighter.
Yeah, the MGs are way later, actually.
Okay.
I think we might want to go with the MGs. Maybe we can do one match with the MGs and then the other one with the cannons right after.
We can try that. That sounds okay.
So now we have a total output of, where is the kilogram burst mass? 4.81 kilograms per second and battle rating 3.3. This is not bad at all. This thing can do some decent head-ons.
Nuts.
We'll see how it goes. Let's read some chat in the meantime. Tank Desu on YouTube. Hey, Mike and Oxy, how's your Wednesday afternoon going? Mine's going all right. A bit tired.
Is it Wednesday?
It is? No, it's not Wednesday.
Oh, my brain broke.
It is not Wednesday, my dudes.
I
had a bit of a brain fart moment now as well.
Yeah.
I don't even know what day of the week it is anymore.
I guess it kind of is Thursday, huh? Crazy how it'd be that way.
There is no meme song about Thursdays.
Thursday is like Thursday is the February of days.
I guess?
In that, like, it's such a stupid thing to say, but you know what I mean? In that,
what happens shorter?
In that, like, what happens in February? Like, February is a month that is just there but doesn't really do anything. In the same way that Thursday is a day that doesn't really do much either.
February, you're still recovering from the food coma from Christmas.
Kinda, but like, does anyone know what I mean? Like, am I being like crazy dumb, or does that make sense to anyone else? I really hope so, because otherwise I'm being like big dumb.
Definitely going to go with the API, the universal belts this time. Got my winter camo as well. All right, let's go.
Roger.
Now, of course, at this battle rating, we are going to be facing things that are much faster than us, so we need to pay attention.
There's probably not a lot we'll be able to do, but we can certainly try.
Okay, not gonna lie, for a second I forgot what this camo looked like, because from below it looks amazing.
Oh, I do. That's very nice, actually. I like it. I like that. It's nice.
Maybe we should do a quick poll in the chat, actually. I'm going to quickly run a poll in the Twitch chat.
Dude, I don't hate February. I actually quite like February. It's just that not really much happens in it, in the same way that Thursday is not too dissimilar.
What would you prefer? Full white Stuka?
Be careful how this is worded.
Oh, right. Full unicolor Stuka?
That works.
That works?
Kotaku article averted. Let's go.
No, they're going to make up something anyway.
Yes.
And for the other one, I'm trying not to be mean. Used toilet paper Stuka. Donut hole on a white frosting Stuka. What else?
Donut hole in a white... That's a brand new sentence, I think. No one's ever said that before.
No one has ever said that in the history of gaming before.
Nobody's ever said that in the history of gaming. Phenomenal vintage meme there. Okie dokie.
Okay, the poll should now be up in the Twitch chat. You can participate by clicking on the top-down menu. And I want to see what the chat thinks. Do you prefer the Stuka as it is right now? Or would you prefer it if it was fully unicolor? Like so, from below. Look at that. I like the yellow accents as well. They work well with this camo.
I can vibe with it.
Very nice.
I think people still say that in the current year.
Sad. It doesn't have automatic prop pitch, so manual engine control is a bit harder to pull off, which means you can't whip all the time.
The engines on these dudes are not like super happy, but you can. I know the R2s can be like, they run awfully engine-wise, but you can like manual engine those mothers pretty well.
I really like well, all kinds of aircraft that have proper automatic pitch control, propeller pitch control, and fuel mixer control. Mm-hmm. It makes life so much easier. You can put it into manual manual engine management mode and just control the radiators without having to worry about anything else.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a PE8. Oh boy.
You want to make that a priority? What's your choice here?
I don't know. How confident do we feel about a PE8 is the question.
It depends if we get it on the first pass.
I guess. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can do a nice head-on.
Yeah, because like from a low front angle, it's really easy. But like if you fail it, because the thing is, the Stuka's really slow. So if we're kind of slow behind it, then it's got like 220s and 277.
Yeah, that will not work. That is for sure.
So there's one chance.
He does have a bit of an escort in the SB2C though, which is a bit scary.
Understandable.
Hey, Ginya, hello, lad, welcome to the stream. That's one of our content creators as well. Vince in the house. I would love to see more streams of them just playing. We can deliver. I mean, next week I believe we do have to present at least some of the event vehicles.
Yep.
For the current crafting event. We have the Leopard 2 with the T14 prototype turret. And we have the... Oh, what was the other one? The F5A. The American F5A. Oh, actually, that reminds me. We have some announcements to make. If you happen to own either the A5C or the F5C, so either the American F5C fighter plane or the Chinese new released premium attacker, the A5C, they both gotten buffers. The F5C now has RWR. It was implemented today. And that essentially just allows you to have a better idea of if you're getting locked by anything.
Nice. The way you said buffs was very satisfying, by the way.
Buff.
Buffers.
Buff horses. Oh, he is turning. Not sure if that's because of me or because of something else. My engine is cooking right now.
The fire's out. I'll do some last minute strafes.
I'll try that as well. He can't shoot us both at once at least. That's a good thing.
That's true.
Oh, there we go. I got his pilot.
Dude. Absolutely.
Stuka Gaming.
Excellent.
Stuka Gaming.
So who's in front right now? Because the King Cobra will probably catch us.
Yeah.
So if I kind of try and commit for this head-on...
I don't think he's going for the head-on. He is going low.
A smart man's.
The other fighter seems to be far away right now. Don't let yourself get dragged down, though.
Of course I will. Let's go big or go home.
I think he's trying to climb up again, so I can do another run. Stuka Gaming!
I don't really know what this man's
Oh
is
no,
doing.
he's going down. I'm gonna see if I can... watch out, there's a P-47 about low altitude. I think he's trying to bait you towards that.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a Spitfire coming towards me as well. Oh god.
Okay.
Head on time! Let's go!
I have every faith in this. You
I
have
don't.
the burst mass.
Well, yes I do, but if he's not committing to the head-on, that might be a bit of an issue. Because I will definitely not outrun him, that's for sure.
Okay, King Cobra's burning.
Okay, got some good hits on the Spitfire. My engine's about cooking right now.
Okay.
And I got a second plane, and I am on fire and down.
That is no problem. We both got one, then I guess.
Last
Yes,
man
we did.
standing. There you go.
Okay, well, I'm not in the best position right now, it must be said.
Or I know, my engine. Can't really do much when I need the engine power. Oh, I forgot to mention the other buff, by the way. The buff for the A5C is it got 2 additional pylons under the wingtips. Not wingtips, just wings. And it can now access the 750-pound bombs, M117 if I'm not mistaken, as well as the Type 130 high explosive rockets.
Yes, those are great.
Those are pretty good. And you can carry them all together with bombs, with the big rockets, and even the magic missiles. So you can do some decent casts now, whilst at the same time being able to defend yourself from enemy aircraft.
I'm a very heavy person right now.
Garuda be like, wait, this isn't the stream. Always has been.
Is Garuda from Zelda?
Maybe. I think there was also someone in...
That's the Gerudo, isn't it?
Yeah, I think there was
The
someone
desert
in
people.
Berserker called Garuda or something like that. Can't quite recall, to be honest.
Oh, isn't it one of the... Isn't it like an Ace Combat name? Like one of the names?
Yeah, kind of. There is the...
I've never played like any of the earlier ones.
Ah, crap, I forgot what it was. Maybe.
I
Maybe.
really don't know. Like, I've played the most recent one, and basically that's it. So I'm not really too well versed in all the names or whatever.
I mean, the recent one was quite alright.
Yeah, the
I
recent
didn't
one's
mind
pretty good. Plus, like, I mean, I don't know, kind of cringe to name yourself after that in War Thunder, if you ask me.
I mean, it makes sense. It's like people calling themselves Desert Fox. They're taking inspiration.
Yeah, kinda, but it's like, do they feel like they're that? Because they're not. They're like No.
The name is from Ace Combat 6. Isn't that the worst Ace Combat though?
I knew I remembered it from one of those.
I heard the Ace Combat 6 wasn't very good. I never tried it.
I think at one point I googled it because I thought it was like a misspelling of the Gerudo from Zelda, and then I found some plain thing. I was like, okay, it's that then.
The thing is, it kind of is. I remember there was one. Which one was it? Crap, I had a skin for it even in War Thunder. What was it called? Which is based off a Norse mythology hound, I believe.
Oh Christ!
But instead of R, they just put in the L. What was it called? Maybe Chad can remember. What's that Ace Combat Squadron? It has that really fancy, like brownish, darkish camo. It's a really nice one. I think it's from Ace Combat 0, if I'm not mistaken.
I have no idea.
Galm, that's the one. Galm. So the Norse mythology version is actually Garm, G-A-R-M, but they spelled it Galm in the Ace Combat 0 games. I think it was Ace Combat 0. I just know they have a very, very, very nice camo, and I generally want that camo on every single aircraft in this game. It is beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, this, by the way, is the A5C. I mentioned before it got a buff, so I'm quickly going to go over that. This is the newest premium in the Chinese tech tree. It got some additional pylons, as you can see, as well as the ability to carry some bombs underneath the fuselage. So now, if you want to be essentially good at everything, you can carry 4 750-pound bombs, which are actually pretty damn good. These are roughly equivalent, actually, to the 1,000-pound bombs, despite being in a lighter package, which is quite nice. You have the Type 130 rockets, which Tom absolutely loves.
Yep. They're very, very good. Big happy for them.
Does the F5C get a ballistic computer, actually?
I think it does.
We might try it. Actually, I don't think Test Flight always gives it to you, so it isn't really representative.
I haven't actually played it yet.
I actually did play it. It compresses really hard at high speeds.
Yeah, it's the same with the Q5A and just the Q5 in general. They're very bad for that. But like speed is pretty good, and with those missiles, like you can be very disruptive very quickly in the match, which is kind of nice. But yeah, for like longevity and one-on-ones, you're kind of screwed with a vehicle like that. But even so, it has a lot of usability. Magic
missiles are probably my favorite in the game. They're one of the strongest IR missiles out there. Although at the same time, we now have sky flashes, which is also pretty decent. So yeah, that is the buff to the A5C, and the Americans also got a buff to the F5C. You can now have a radar warning receiver. Of course, since it's a premium, you don't have to unlock it. It already comes unlocked, so you just have to equip it if you haven't yet. RWR stands for radar warning receiver. If you have never played jets before, essentially it gives you a sound and a direction if you are being locked by enemy radar, which generally means that you are about to get sky flashed. Yep. So RWR, very useful in knowing ahead of time that you're going to die.
Understandable.
I want to switch it up a little, Tom. Do you have the Italian Stukas?
I do have those.
So Italy does get 2... Oh, that's a nice camo. Speaking of camo, by the way, do you know who won the poll?
No.
It was the Unicolor Stuka.
Of course. This band of... I know that type.
Careful, Tom.
I know that type.
Okay, thank you, lads, for participating in the poll. All right. So we have 2 Italian Stukas with some very interesting exhaust systems, actually. Do we have that on the regular Stukas?
I don't...
I think we do.
So I can't remember. Although maybe we can get some clarification later on.
That is pretty... Yes, we can indeed. Is that a little hint at something, perhaps?
Perhaps.
Curious. So we have the D3 and the R2. I sadly don't think... Oh, I just almost spaded... I actually just spaded my Stuka.
Very nice. Cool, dude.
Sadly, I don't think any of them get the Stuka Sirens, which makes me a little bit sad, but we can try one of them out. So...
D3? R2?
I don't know. Which one would you prefer?
I mean, the D3 is a bit more powerful, but it fights tougher enemies. The R version can disrupt a lot in the early climb because you're fighting very weak aircraft. But the engine is a bit scruffy.
They do both have the same armament, and you can't equip it in gun pods. So.
But the D3 does get the twin gunner at the back, which actually is pretty good.
Oh yeah, true.
It does actually work okay.
Keep in mind, mine are completely stock, so this is going to be an experience for me for sure. Yeah, let's go with this one.
Sounds good.
We can do the D3. Make sure I'm in the correct battle mode. Yes, I am. Okay. Do any of the Stukas have the 1,000 kilogram bomb and the Siren? Sadly, no, not right now. Not sure if that will ever come, actually. We do have the... What's it called? On the B... was it the B2? The B2 has the Stuka Sirens and the 500 kilogram bomb, not the 1000 kilogram bomb.
Christ.
Would you add fighter planes that are in the year 1980s? I believe we already have, actually.
Yeah, the Yak 38M, I think, is
Yes.
86. No, is it? It's around that time. And the F1, I think, is 80s.
I think so, yeah. They are pretty recent planes.
Yeah.
If you want to count helicopters as planes as well, we have the AH-1Z, which is from 2010. So yeah, you got some pretty modern aircraft already in the game, actually.
I think the most modern aircraft is the Yak 38M, if I recall correctly.
I think it is, which is a shame because it's not really good.
No, it's like it's a weird aircraft to have that accolade, you know.
I was looking around frantically trying to find you in the air when I see a bomb whizzing right in front of my nose.
Do you remember that picture of like the B-17 dropping its load and knocking the wing off the one
I
below
do,
it?
yeah, I do.
That's the vibe I'm feeling
God,
right
that must
now.
have been terrifying.
Yeah, dude, like imagine going all the way up there and you just get like beamed by your teammate. That's not cool.
Goddamn friendly fire, vote ban.
Yeah, man.
Maybe too soon.
Maybe too soon.
Maybe too soon.
Isn't it
But
100 years that the too soon thing finishes? So we can now make fun of Titanic.
I guess. Fun fact. Despite having sunk for over 100 years, the swimming pools in the Titanic are still full.
That's a very good point, actually. So, you know, if you want to fancy a day out, have a bit of a swim.
Have a
Can
swim,
respect that.
have a dive.
Yeah.
Also, when you think about it, the Titanic was a huge disaster. At the same time, it must have been the closest to a miracle that any lobster in the world has ever experienced.
Kinda. I mean, they've now got a lot of stuff to knock about with, whereas before it's probably quite boring at the bottom of the ocean. So this is great. These are Titanic riffs. This is what we need. This level of back and forth about the Titanic. Let's go.
Titanic and War Thunder when?
Yeah, I mean, maybe we can have it.
Actually, wasn't one of the sister ships armed? Or maybe it was a cargo transport. I'm pretty sure one of the sister ships of the Titanic was used in war.
What was the sister ship? Was it Athena? The sister ship.
I think there were one or two.
Was it
Olympia, yeah.
Yeah, that was it.
That one also sank.
I had two classmates in school called Athena and Olympia. They're both sisters. I always get those mixed up.
I'm guessing their parents really liked the Titanic line.
I think they probably had really, really boring parents.
Probably.
If I were to say. That's how you compromise being a boring parent. You name your kid like Dragonborn or like something out of Doctor Who or something. Or Sherlock. That's how you do it. Anyway, we're playing video games. So what are we doing? SPD?
Well, I'm trying to follow you. I'm not that fast, though.
Okay, well, I'll see if I can lure the SPD over to the... Yeah, here we go. Here it comes.
Staffaros, you're only scratching the surface of the iceberg of Titanic jokes. God
Now
damn it.
that is very funny. Okay, so the SPD is coming my way. If I can turn him around, you should get a decent shot here.
Try. Let's see if we can wean him off. Yeah, he's going for you.
Yep. I'll see if I can roll over him. There we go. A little bit of spin.
Alright, I'll see if I can do a bit of an attack myself. He's going for a head-on, though, which is a bit problematic for me. Got a crit. He's on fire.
There we go, dude. That's some teamwork.
Get out of here, stalker! Okay, these guns have a really high fire rate. I like this.
And now because of the sounds, they sound properly meaty. There's a lot of meat there.
They do.
Meaty sounds.
Alright, one of them is down. Stuka Gaming!
Okay, so we do have some late spawners, and they may still be in the climb. And our team are not really in the middle yet, so we could...
Yeah, I'm not feeling comfortable with going low when we don't have teammates around.
Okay.
Especially not against hurricanes.
Okay.
Those things can take a surprising amount of beating, actually. In fact, the hurricane is considered to have actually won the Battle of Britain.
Yeah, like literally, chiefly because it's made of canvas, so it's incredibly easy to repair. Like it gets like full of holes, you can patch that up. Spitfire, like aluminium, that's going to take a lot of time to make it like airworthy again. But the Hurricane, it was super easy to patch that thing back up. So yeah, that's what I wrote my dissertation on, was that the Hurricane actually won the Battle of Britain instead of the Spitfire. Because, you know, the Spitfire is very shiny, you know, it's like, you know, this beautiful elliptical design, a very quintessential look. And it displayed the roundels very well, the British roundels. So, yeah, it made sense that that's what the focus was on. But yeah, in reality, it was really the Hurricane that gave them the proper business.
I wonder if anyone has ever tried making a paper actual fighter aircraft.
I think, I remember a while ago that they, well not a while ago, like years and years, and many a year ago, they tried to make a transparent aircraft, which was like, I think it was made out of some transparent plastic to try and make a plane invisible. Oh, that Mark IV is going to hit me here, I think, maybe.
Careful, Tom. I'm trying to go for the dive. Although I'm
committing a bit too much.
maybe overspeeding in a second.
This is a bad decision for me.
Die, you bastards!
Okay.
He's critted. Not sure what is critted though.
This is potentially paying off.
The other Hurricanes are very low in energy. I'll just try and keep anything off your back right now.
Okay. Okay, one down.
Very good,
Two
very
down.
good.
It's just that one left then.
Oh, very nice.
Gaming.
And that's the one that's critted as well. Ah, but the thing is, I don't think we'll be able to catch him though.
It depends how much drag it has.
They have a Fury coming in right now.
I'll peel off in case the Fury goes low.
Got some hits, got an engine oil leak on him.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's going for you. Yeah, we're not going to catch a Hurricane, so let's catch the Fury instead.
Okay, I'll see if I can get him with the gunner. I don't want to say I'm too afraid of the Fury.
Those little machine guns can hurt. And this one turns very tightly as well.
Although, like, at least in my opinion, like the British biplanes is the weakest. They're my least favorite anyway. Let's see if the gunner can do some work there.
Get him, Tom! Kill it! Yes!
That is some meat.
Beautiful. There's a P-36 diving on us. He's on you, he's on you.
Okay, is it an A or a C?
It is an A.
Okay, that's fine. Well, there are still... oh, actually, the Hurricane's coming back. That's not so good.
Oh, no.
That's not so good.
Oh, he's on me as well. Okay. Going to try and use my patented smoke distraction.
Or loud, he on me.
Now he's going for you.
Okay. One thing the Hurricane is very bad at doing is going negative. The Hurricane absolutely despises pulling into the negative, so if you can kind of bleed in that direction, it can do nothing.
I'm cooking my engine right now, though, so let me just a sec here.
Please crash.
Oh, he is! How did I get that kill? I don't think I hit him.
He just planted into the ocean because negative G's Hurricane hates, so...
Tom, we are absolutely Stuka Gaming over here today.
This is Stuka Gaming.
This is Stuka Gaming. Okay, but the P-36 is having all kinds of trouble right now.
There's definitely a YouTube channel called Stuka Gaming.
Probably, I would be very surprised if there isn't.
That's a bad move by me.
Careful. Oh, what was that? Oh, this is a P-36A, okay. The F3F is a bit high right now.
Barrel boy.
He is ignoring us though. Oh no, no, Stuka Gaming.
Okay.
It's fine, no one saw that.
That was okay though.
I mean, I did get 2 kills, which is a world record, absolutely.
A world record, dude.
How does this keep happening, Tom?
I'm not sure about that.
That's twice in one stream. I'm sad now.
I mean, if you can make a thing of it, it's kind of okay. It can be explained. Although I think actually my engine's cooking now because I have no water.
We need to make a t-shirt with a broken Stuka on it.
Yeah.
Chibi Stuka, but broken.
That could be kind of cute. Okay. My engine's dead. I have one more shot.
I see YouTube chat wants the mouse back. Lads, don't you worry. The mouse had come back last year. We are not absolutely sure if it will come back this year. We don't know the exact plans for it. But if it does, pay attention to November. Last time it was around the War Thunder anniversary where we had an event where you could research the mouse for free. And hopefully it'll be the same this year. Although no guarantees. We don't know if it'll be exactly the same way. So
that is not a promise.
Yes, don't quote us. They're going to quote us.
They will quote us.
They will absolutely quote us.
That is the way it goes. Okay.
What else do we have? Oh no. Tom.
What?
They're doing the Minecraft.
It's time for Minecraft jokes. Da, da, da.
God, I wish this wasn't water.
Who says it is?
It is.
Oh.
It is. I'm not very good with holding my alcohol, actually.
That's fair enough. I, on the other hand, majestic. Well,
You're a pro.
Well, my Stuka has no engine, so I'll sit in this field, although we could probably leave and join another match.
You can still use the gunner, it's fine. Actually, no, this could go back to hangar.
There, go on then. That was okay, though.
That was not a bad flyout. How many did you get?
I'm not sure. I didn't count. 2?
Let's see in the...
No, 1?
I did get 2. I think you might have gotten 2 as well, not sure.
I think 2.
Let's see the scoreboard in a second here.
We'll see.
Ooh! Oh, Tom, here's actually one for you.
Oh, 3. Oh, yes.
You got 3. You got 5 kills. Shared ace, I
Stuka
suppose.
ace.
Hey,
Let's go. Okay.
Stuka Gaming.
What do we got?
Do you recommend the premium Focke-Wulf 190 D9 for grinding Russia?
It's a very powerful aircraft if you know what you're doing with it. If you're not incredibly, I guess, confident with ARB in general, it can be a bit of a tricky aircraft to use. It requires a lot of energy play. The roll rate is good, so you can jinx some shots kind of easily, and it's easy and high speed to get your guns on target. But it doesn't turn very well. So there's an aircraft that has that maneuverability and catches you on low speed. There's not a huge amount you can do. I wouldn't say it's probably the most forgiving tier 4 that you can go for. But if you're relatively confident with how German aircraft play, especially, and how to maintain your energy, you know the climb paths of what you're fighting, and how to lead the 151s, it's a really strong aircraft, and it's got a good silver line and RP modifier as well. So if you have if you have a discount, definitely pick it up, I would say. And apart from that, if you're reasonably confident with RRB in general, it's probably worth picking up, but there are other options that are a bit more forgiving if you're not quite as confident. So yeah, I'd say it's still a good option, but not the best one, if you were to ask me.
I have a confession to make.
Yeah?
Even though I would say I had a pretty prolific RRB career back in my day, I never got the hang of the 190s. All of them. Never.
They are kind of a bit harder, yeah. The 109s are way easier to use.
Yeah. I love the K4. I love the Kurfürst. That thing is amazing. The 190s, I mean, back in the day, to be fair, they were a bit worse. They compressed a lot at high speeds, which made it quite hard to actually pull out of a dive sometimes, as you may have seen from my Stuka gameplay today. But yeah, I was never really a fan. I appreciate that people can play around with roll rates to evade quite effectively, but I never got the hang of it. So yeah.
I understand.
Although I do really like the premium D13 in ground mode, just because you can use the 500 kilogram bomb and still go after aircraft.
That one's pretty good, yeah.
That one's pretty damn good.
Okay.
Oh, do we have to do this?
Yes, we do. I think this is the most recent page.
Let me just put in a quick disclaimer here for information for new viewers.
Yep.
On Twitch, we have this channel point reward, which makes us read a page out of the Minecraft joke books, which says it has 800 jokes. We have found about 2 so far.
Yep.
This you can thank Twitch for this.
Yep. Yeah. So this is a bit cringe, but don't worry, it's all self-aware, so it negates itself. It's all fine. Right. This is not a joke. There's no like Q&A.
It never is.
Fair enough. This one says 2 zombies were sitting at the dinner table when one turned to the other and said, "I hate eating Steve." The other replied, "So try the raw potatoes." That just sounds like a bit of a conversation in like incidental dialogue, and I don't understand what the punchline is. Are raw potatoes like a thing in Minecraft? There's some thematic there. Can zombies eat those in Minecraft? Do we know?
I think they drop raw potatoes, maybe.
Maybe. Well, oh wait, do raw potatoes give you poison? I want to say that's the case.
Maybe.
No, I don't know.
What does that have to do with that?
I really don't understand that as a joke. That's lost on me.
We are clearly not Minecraft pro esports players.
What kind of food do zombies refuse to eat? I think this is like an American thing. The answer is
an American thing, so something healthy.
The answer is lifesavers. To me, that's the stuff you throw in the ocean. Is that like a sweet or something?
It is. It is the sweetened shape of those lifesavers. That's what I call it that way.
Well, that's just, again, lost on me entirely. Why didn't the dog come when Steve called? Was that too sexual in delivery?
Tom, anything is sexual with your voice.
Shut up. The answer is because the zombie bit his legs off. I don't know if that means the zombie bit the dog's legs or the Steve's legs off. I imagine the dogs.
I imagine the dogs, but that's just animal cruelty.
Yeah, that's not funny, is it?
No.
I don't understand the joke there. So, right, okay. In addition to blocks, how do zombies keep others out of their houses? This is okay, but like maybe if you're 5?
The death pit?
They install deadbolts.
Okay.
Which is acceptable as a joke.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's all right. I get it.
You can see. Don't clip it, Cookie Fox, or we're gonna have problems. We won't.
Clip it. Send it to Free to Brain.
Absolutely not. Speaking of,
There's still more?
yeah, there's 2 more.
Oh god.
Do zombies eat popcorn with their fingers? This is kind of okay. Not really. No, they eat their fingers separately.
Okay.
acceptable.
Okay, I like that one. I like that one.
That counteracts the useless ones from before. So that's actually
that may have been the 3rd joke in this entire book.
maybe the 3rd joke.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Fantastic.
Okay.
This one you can guess. If you don't, I'll be sad. You can definitely guess this one. What's a zombie's favorite bean?
Kidney?
No,
Kidney bean.
No. A human
bean. Oh, okay, okay.
You see, you got that.
okay.
You got that. That's acceptable. So we got that. So there was one joke there.
It's kind of sad that was the best one out the entire page.
Yeah, but I mean, we're on page 24, and there's 171 pages. So we've got about 10 more jokes, I would say. It's bad maths.
We are both going to get old and wrinkly before we finish this book.
I will
we?
I will have completely white hair by that point. I'm already nearly there. You can't really see on this camera because it's quite good at white balance, but I look very old in real life.
I will have absolutely no hair by that point.
No, you'll be fine.
Anyway, let's move on.
Yep.
Does it happen to be time yet, or do we have time for another match right now?
Our guest is on his way, but perhaps is being accosted by certain vehicular modes of transportation, which may inhibit one's ability to be punctual. But nevertheless, we will have our time soon.
We are having a guest later on today, by the way, so stay tuned for that. You can ask him some questions. I think some of you may have already guessed who it is.
You can kind of guess, maybe.
Yeah, you can kind of guess. Let's just say it's not coincidental that we're playing nothing but Stukas today.
Big old Stuka moment.
Yes. Speaking of Stukas, what's next?
We haven't played the Gs yet.
We haven't yet, no, and I feel like maybe I can pull something off with those big 37mm cannons.
I don't like the Gs very much.
They are quite heavy.
Yeah, they've got some heft.
And the cannons aren't very fast firing, and you also have very little ammo, which is a bit of an issue.
It's like 12 rounds per gun, isn't it?
How the hell is this thing at 1.3?
I think one of them used for like 2.3, 2.7, so they've gone down a lot.
They
recently.
have.
So
I mean, to be fair,
it
it is explained. You don't have any other frontal firing guns other than these cannons, and it's very hard to get these on target.
Yeah, but again, it does have the dual gun turret at the back, which is pretty nifty.
This might actually not be terrible.
We can give it a go. Like that, genuinely, that double turret at the back is super underrated, I think. It's a bit tricky because of the central mounted fin, so you can't get a direct shot like the 110s can. But even so, it's pretty good. Like, because a lot of low-tier aircraft, they bleed speed incredibly quickly. So you can really like make one good turn with the Stuka, because the Stuka, at least in this game, has one decent turn in it. And then, you lose basically a lot of your energy, but at the same time, the enemies you fight will also lose their speed. So there's a bit of a duality there.
So it's a battle of who's the biggest loser.
Yes. Very much so.
Okay, we can try the Stuka then. This thing is actually not too bad in ground forces if you manage to keep your altitude, because you do have 142 millimeters of penetration on this belt, which is more than enough to frontally pen pretty much anything at this battle rating. Of course, the problem is big recoil, which pushes your nose down. You lose a lot of speed by doing multiple cast runs, and you eventually go into a tree. It may or may not have happened to me before. Just saying. Do you feel like playing the G1 just because we have a bit of a low battle rating for this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
So someone says there's another page been redeemed.
Oh no, please. No.
Is this the case? Don't be japing me on page redeemed.
Let's see if the stream mods confirm. If the stream mods confirm there has been another page redeemed, we'll do it. I mean, we have plenty of time to kill in RB, to be fair.
We will have some more intellectual literature later on, so don't worry about it. This is just to sort of, wet the whistle, as it were. What does wet the whistle mean? No, I actually understand what it means this one. There has been? Okay.
Wet the whistle doesn't sound right in my head.
It doesn't to me either, but I think it's because I'm thinking of something else. That's not what you're thinking of, but something else entirely. I'm thinking of like a fishing term, which is...
Fishing term? That's not where I would have gone.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, anyway. This one I think you can get as well. Why did the zombie with one hand cross the road? Where could he be going? What establishment could he be going to, do you think? Actually, maybe it's not grammatically, like, the name for what this is makes sense in English. I'm not sure if it actually makes sense in...
See, I'm not going to get there, but I'm going to guess the cemetery to get spare parts.
The second-hand shop, which in English is like a second-hand shop, is like a, you know what I mean?
Okay,
like That's okay.
Okay, not terrible.
So they're on a good run here.
We are not.
No, absolutely not.
This is not an ideal map for this aircraft.
Why did the zombie wait to eat the creeper? This I don't understand.
Why did the zombie wait to eat a creeper?
He had to wait for the creeper to ripen. And what does... They're green, aren't they?
I think they're supposed to be plants.
Are they?
I think so. At least the game theory said they're plants. I don't know. I'm not up to date with my Minecraft lore, to be honest.
Didn't MatPat make a video about like which game characters would survive coronavirus?
Maybe I haven't seen
remember
any of those videos in a long time.
I remember that, and like he changed it to like which game character would survive a virus. And there was a picture of like Link and Mario or like Luigi with face masks on like the thumbnail. And then it's like, yeah, man, like your granddad's gonna die, but Luigi's fine. And it's like, hang on, what lack of self-awareness do you need to have to make this video? If it's still up, please let me know, because I remember him uploading that. And it's like, MatPat, come on now. I mean, you used to be cool like 10 years ago, but this is just ridiculous.
I hesitate to say, like, let's get back to... I don't want to!
Let's get back
But we
to the
have
jokes.
to.
Why are withers forgetful? I think this requires some prerequisite Minecraft knowledge.
Why are withers forgetful?
Yep.
Hollow heads?
Because it goes in one ear and out the other. I think they have 3 heads.
They do, but that still doesn't make much sense, to be honest.
Not really. It's like the... Actually, there's a meme of like the Japanese, what is it, the Orochi, the 8-headed serpent, in that like it's like 8 heads on this like serpent, and they all face different directions. That the one at the back is always like completely clueless because it's facing the wrong direction. So whenever this like serpent is like fighting some knight, the one at the back is like, what's going on? I can't see. I remember that being a meme. Anyway, the next joke is the same one. That actually annoyed me when I read that. Why do withers easily forget things? Which is the same. Because everything goes in one head and not in the other 2.
They didn't even bother to randomize the lines.
No, that's the same joke right after each other. You can guess there's no one. There's not even a 4-year-old reading that and thinking, oh, I wonder what the punchline's going to be.
Oh my god, I've never seen this before!
You already know the punchline. That's actually irredeemable. As, what's the name? Oh, what's her name? This is my one time to like make some anime friends. Ozen the Immovable. That's my reference. Watch that, by the way. I'll read the thing. It's really good. Irredeemable is my meme there. Anyway, which mobs? This one's kind of funny. Which mobs serve the best drinks in Minecraft?
The cow?
Bartender men.
Okay.
That's kind of funny.
Okay.
I actually really don't hate that.
I hate everything about this, Tom.
Yeah. This one's just stupid and boring. How did the creeper plant the roses?
Exploding a hole into the ground?
Basically, he blew them up.
How is it planting, though?
It's the opposite of planting, I would say.
You could have made a nice CSGO joke there.
Yeah?
The rose has been planted.
There you go. See, that's even better. And that was like done on a riff. So that's irredeemable.
I'm telling you, mate, we need to make our own Minecraft joke books with actual jokes.
We absolutely do. I'm so heavy.
Yep, I feel that. Let's see if I can do a nice long shot here.
Don't hit me, please.
Ooh!
Okay, I'll see if I can get him still with the gunners.
Attention to the designated grid square.
He knows.
He knows.
He knows. See, the problem is the closer you get to the harder they actually get to use these guns.
Yeah, really, it does. You're absolutely right.
We're ahead of the enemy.
You wanna go? Oh god.
You kind of do. Hang on, get my gunner back. Gunner, please.
I've never been good with the guns, to be honest.
I'm kind of okay with them now. Like, I'm doing a project that requires a lot of gunner use. Oh, I got a very sneaky crit there.
That's very nice.
Oh, that's not very nice.
There's a nice 16 on you, watch
and
out.
Ishak is probably the worst thing to see right now.
Ooh.
That is not very good for me, I must say.
I'll try to save you, Tom. I'm very far away, though. And I
That is
stalled myself
okay.
out. I believe in you, Tom.
I'm not sure I believe in me.
Chat, do you believe?
Okay, I got one.
Hey, very nice. Okay, how's your plane doing?
Not very good. The pilot is very, very jam-like right now. But this, the Hayabusa does not look very happy either.
Oh!
That was maybe one of the loudest noises so far, but a very good shot as well.
I tried going back so it wasn't so loud.
But that was very good.
Oh, I'm so sad I didn't have the camera on me. That
I
was like an 800-meter shot.
I was watching it in the background, so that was pretty good. We both had a moment.
We have to have a moment there. A Reddit moment, you could say.
A Reddit moment, dude. Absolutely.
Sadly, still not quite as epic as that one shot you had with the T-95 against a plane 4 kilometers away.
Yeah, I'm still not sure how that happened.
I to this day, I still love the reaction you had.
Yeah, like just forgetting I'm on a PG stream.
I don't think, have I ever heard you swear before? I don't think I have.
I don't swear very much, but when I do, it's like, I want to swear in the same way David Lynch does, where when he says it, it has like proper meat behind it. Like, if you look up right now on like YouTube, like David Lynch iPhone, you'll see what I mean. He has a way with it.
Ooh.
There we go.
Hey, there you go. Very nice.
I did it, Mom, in the end.
He did it, Reddit.
It took a great long time. But we did it.
I take it back.
Yes,
I love this plane. See, here's the thing. I was never good with gunners, but for some reason I've always been quite good with the slow-firing heavy cannons.
Yeah, like it's just, once you get your eye in, you can be nutty with them.
Dude, I used to get so many kills with the Russian Su-6 with the 37mm cannons.
Yeah, dude, like I played that. I think that thing is still my most played plane.
It is one of my most played planes as well.
Yeah, actually,
It is absolutely amazing, and I used to even clear the skies with it.
It would
It's
be brilliant.
beautiful.
Shoot this guy down. I will let him crash.
Yeah, he's going down. We have an I-16 and an A5M.
It was my kill anyway. Okay. Well, I was nice for nothing.
Tom, how dare you? That's a Reddit moment right there.
That's a
kill stealing.
Reddit moment. Yep.
Okay, I have 3 shots left and 2 planes. Can I make this?
I believe you can. We've got 6 kills between us so far, so we're on something.
Let's get them off at least.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, not.
That was very close, though. I can respect it. Oh,
Got a crit. Come on, England! Scar some hits! I have a slight issue with my gun arc right now.
I am down. I broke my prop.
Oh no, Tom, no!
But I did crit the I-16.
I just killed the F5M.
Very cool, dude.
Tom, we have 7 kills between the two of us.
We're Stuckering. We're Stuka gamers.
This is absolute Stuka gaming. This is amazing. I've never seen gameplay like this before. Let me just see if I can get this last kill before I head out as well. You seem to be enjoying yourself over there, actually.
I am having a very nice sit down. You can see the wooden propellers of the G there. Hopefully that's right. Please don't correct us. But I was going to sign out of
Who would possibly correct us, Tom?
I don't know. Someone who's very adept in military aviation history, I would wager. Well, I mean, I
I don't know,
can't
man.
really,
That sounds weird.
I don't really know anyone who's that well versed in that.
I don't either, to be honest.
Oh.
Alright, this I-16 is the last one alive, by the way.
You've got this. You actually have got this.
Do I, though?
Well, you can make him fly towards me because my gunner still works.
Come on, stay still.
Come on.
And...
Big.
Trying to, it doesn't work. Heavy!
That thing is very heavy. Come on.
I'm losing flaps and everything, and... Yeah, damn it.
Close.
If I can get him behind him, I can use my gunners at least. Or I
True.
can crash!
Bounce. Well, you can come and join me now.
So... I did manage to break the landing gear like we wanted to.
Yeah.
Which is pretty nice.
Come hang out. Come hang out with me.
I kind of broke everything else too, though.
We can be friends. Desert friends. Hello.
Hi, Tom. How you doing, lad?
This is actually quite nice. So we can have a bit of a picnic now.
Oh, we're even facing the same direction. This is beautiful.
Yeah, we can watch the, well, not sunset, the moon together.
Dude, oh, where is it? Yes.
There we go. Little
When
Stuka
the
date.
moon hits your eye. That's a very big moon, actually.
It is.
What? Yours looks so much more detailed than mine.
Huh, that's kind of weird.
Oh. I have to say, the Stuka looks very weird without the landing gear.
So it reminded me of a really stupid meme. It's like, you know those like memes that try and, they're kind of like pornography related? It's like, it's a picture of an Italian chef and it's like this bellissimo son of a mama is making super hot pizza pies and basically that's amore. And that was my favorite meme for like 3 years, like 10 years ago. It's absolutely wild.
Hey, you ABC, hello, welcome to the stream, my dude.
Absolutely cool.
So, hold on.
Mr. Moon,
I think we got 7 kills between the two of us, didn't we?
tell us about the sky. Sorry, listen to Tally Hall, they're really good.
Ah, damn it, I forgot to check how many kills we got. The game is not
I think
over
it
yet.
is 7.
I think it was 7, yeah.
I got 4.
I got 3.
There we go, gaming.
Damn. Stuka
Absolutely.
Gaming, I'm telling you.
Stuka
Best
gaming.
plane in the game. Best plane in the game right there.
Best plane EU way.
You guys bullying people with the Stukas is disgusting. See, here's the thing. There are quite a few aircraft in this game, and even tanks, which by themselves aren't all that good. But when you play them in a coordinated group, holy crap, you can do some amazing things.
Yes.
Absolutely. Replace that card. That's a good point, actually. Where are the replays? Yep, we got 7 in total. Not bad, not too shabby.
Game.
How much do you want to bet we're still going to lose this, though?
Well, maybe.
I mean,
I did crit the Ishak. So
was this the
maybe
one,
you'll-
actually? I don't think this was the one.
I think so. When you played one, didn't we? With the G2 there?
I don't know, I can't recall right now.
Perhaps?
Right. Stuka Gaming.
Stuka Gaming.
Not sure what to do else now. We have played most of the Stuka models. Oh yeah, we wanted to play one round with the D5, but with the 20mm cannon pods.
Perhaps you can do that while we
can do that.
introduce something else.
Oh, is he here?
I will double check. Now, hopefully, all of our audio works properly because we are running off like a Frankenstein laboratory-esque system right now.
Staring into the audio system behind our monitor screens is like staring into the abyss. It is maddening.
It's like Akira when like they have all like the veins and stuff all over. It's like that, but less cool.
So basically what's going to happen is we are going to invite a special guest to a call. Tom is going to be in a call with him, and whilst I will be able to hear them both, and you will be able to hear them both, and you will be able to hear me, our guest sadly will not be able to hear me. So this is going to be an interesting, squad up, I suppose.
Okay.
A realistic one, actually. I don't think everyone is in a call all the time.
Yeah. 1 second, I'm just double checking something.
In the meantime, whilst our guest is joining, if you have any questions, leave them in the chat. We're going to try and answer as best as we can. Just keep in mind that we cannot answer stuff about future developments, about battle rating changes. We don't have the, power to do that. It's not really our department.
Yeah.
What we can do is give you tips and tricks about the game and specific vehicles, if you are so inclined, I suppose.
Yes, we'll have 1 minute of conversation, and then it's action stations. Or
I really hope no one redeems a Minecraft joke book right now. That would be horrible for our guests to join and hear that.
don't say that because they'll do it. Well, then we'll have to read Minecraft jokes.
I can just block the function right now, actually.
You wouldn't.
Or we can just pretend we never saw it.
Maybe we could.
There are no guarantees for Twitch points.
I suppose that's
No
not
refunds.
untrue. No refund. I keep hurting my hand when I do that. I'm like a tomato. I bruise at anything. Like that's
Isn't it
where
bananas?
that's where my hula hoop touched me.
Holy crap, you are bruised.
Yeah, like when I was doing hula hooping, and that's where the corner of the hoop hit my arm very lightly, and it looks like I've been punched. It's awful. I'm like I don't know.
Dude, you have it nice. You can go to a bar and pretend you have all these war stories to tell.
Yeah, man. Or like the women are coming around like, oh, how did you get that bruise on your arm? I was hula hooping, and the hoop hit my arm really hard.
No, you have to rephrase it. It's like, I was doing some exercise and I found this very rare hula snake, only found in Australia. Had a bit of a snuggle with the animal. It was rather angry, but I think in the end we turned out to be friends. And, he hugged me a little bit too hard, and that's how I got this bruise.
Wow, you're so big and strong. Please buy me 10 more cocktails. And I can go home with, I don't know, Chad or Stacy. What are the names? Is it Chad and Stacy? Like the incel ones? I don't know.
I'm not up to date with my memes right now.
I don't think I've ever met a Chad, but I've met about 4 Stacys, which is something, I suppose.
Gecko Man Trains. Is the stream pre-recorded? Yes.
Yes.
Esports Ready War Thunder.
Why do people always think it's pre-recorded?
I mean, to be fair, we have a pretty fancy system here. We can switch seamlessly between viewpoints,
Yeah.
which is something you don't really see in other streams usually.
It's like a German moment.
Yeah. But yeah, this stream is live. We are absolutely live. We can see your comments and respond to them at the same time. Just we have a fancy but complicated system, which gives us a lot of headache on Fridays. I'm kind of
That's
dreading
true.
tomorrow, to be honest.
Yeah, there's lots to cover.
Yeah.
A very big amount.
By the way, we don't only do the War Thunder streams, we do also do Enlisted on Fridays, and we have just released the Tunisia campaign, the last one. So if you are... Hey, Steiner, thank you much
Thank
for the
you,
raid.
Steiner. Very much appreciated, as always. Very nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're streaming well too. Very nice. Good to see you.
Pre-recorded chat reactions, goddammit.
Yeah, literally, it's a German moment. It's like the German Simpsons hit and run stream. It's exactly what that is. That's us right now.
Terrible.
Okay, right. We are potentially ready for some business.
Ooh, very good. Okay, I'm going to switch over to your son now. I'll just pretend to be in the conversation as well.
Okay, yes. So Mike will not be able to converse because of our audio setup. I will be conversing, but we'll still be, having some.
I'll just do the funny.
He's doing the funny. He's picking up the app from floor. He's becoming a 1980s adult actor again. And here we are. Well, okay, so this should all work audio-wise. If it doesn't, please bear with as we sort it out. It should be okay.
Tell us in the chat, by the way, if you're hearing echoes or something like that. Do let us know. We're going to try and see if it works. I hope it works. We'll see.
Okay. I will certainly attempt to make this work.
Hello.
Hello. Can you be heard?
He can be heard and
I can hear you. That's already a good start.
Very nice.
Yes, he's on the
Excellent.
stream.
So, perhaps you guys can recognize the voice of this very astute individual here. We have military aviation history with us today to talk about some very Stuka-related things, and, well, anything to do with that, really. So we have, a very special opportunity here. And please give a very, very warm welcome to military aviation history on the stream with us today.
Can we get some poggers in the chat?
Thank you. So what's this audio setup that you then have? It sounds rather peculiar and intricate. Very German.
Yeah, very German, yes. It's probably the most German thing that we have right now in the setup-wise. I don't know how it works. We have a big, we have like two little splitters, and then look at the big box at the back. We had one of our sound guys set it all up for us, like we were plugging everything in. But there's so many, it's like having a china shop, and we're both bulls at the same time. And if we do one thing wrong, or like unplug a cable, the entire thing will destroy itself. So we need to be quite careful with it.
Don't touch it.
That sounds good. But
Yes.
you are in the same room, right? So theoretically, you should both be picked up by the same mic, no?
We could potentially, if you were to like lean over.
I mean, I would have to get very close. I would have to get like this, which isn't ideal. I mean, this would be very nice for a Valentine's Day stream, I suppose.
I suppose we're very. This is probably the closest we've been. But yeah, it's a little tricky. But we can make do. So how are you doing today? How's it all been?
I'm happy that I managed to arrive here more or less on time. The last minute emergency there with the council ripping up the local road, that has gone well with public transportation. But yeah, I'm doing well. Thanks very much for asking. Enjoying the last couple of summer holidays. Or not summer holidays, summery days here in London. How's Germany treating you?
It's pretty good. It's unbearably warm. Of something that I would when I was moving here, I had absolutely no idea just how warm the country was. I always saw in my head as Germany is quite more of a grayer country like the UK. But as soon as I got off the plane, I thought I was in the wrong country and I got off in Spain or something because it was like 10 degrees warmer than I think it should have been. So my only downside with Germany is the temperature. But it's apart from that, it's pretty good. Although actually, speaking of the council doing some work, a few months ago, it was so hot that the tram lines in the city melted.
Oh god.
So all of the trams stopped working for like 2 months on some lines, which is a disaster. But apart from that, it's going pretty well. We're at a good temperature in the autumn now, so we're doing okay.
That sounds a little bit like, I think a couple of years ago there was this big outage in the high-speed rail in Germany because the air conditioning system was only set to cope until like 30 degrees in the summer. And as soon as it got over 30 degrees, it just shut down and couldn't work anymore. And they had to shut down the whole whole train system. I can't remember exactly the details, but that sort of reminded me of that.
I see. Yeah, it's kind of similar. Like the infrastructure is very, very fragile here, as it were. But anyway, as we have you here, you have a very interesting project that you've been working on. Is this correct?
Yes. So together with Bernhard from some people I assume most people will know him from Military History Visualized. We have been crowdfunding a new book on the Ju-87 Stuka, of course, the famous German dive bomber from the war. And that's been going on sort of for the last 1.5 months. There are still roughly 10 days in the campaign. It's over on Indiegogo. If you just search for stukabook.com, you should actually find it rather easily. And it's a collection of what I would consider perhaps some of the most important documents that have to do with the sort of operational vision that the Germans had of the Stuka, and then of course also including experience report and showing that divide between what they thought the aircraft would do and what it then actually did during the war in reality. Okay. And that's a collection of originally 8 with all the stretch goals that have already been unlocked. A couple of more documents have been added as well, translated documents, a lot of footnotes, introductory chapters as well for additional context. And yeah, it's still available for a couple of days on the campaign, and I'm very happy, and Bernhard as well, I would assume, with sort of the reception it's gotten.
Yeah, absolutely. If we have the link, we can drop that in the chat. Both chats, so we can find the link to the page.
I'm gonna try. Actually, I'll send it to you because I
Yeah.
don't want to get
It's the other
banned.
way.
I don't know what sort of bot you have, maybe on stream.
No problem.
There we go. That's the direct link.
I'll send that over to Mike there. We can get that on
nice.
the post. But yeah, definitely worth checking out. So for the context of this book,
Fantastic. So that should take you there.
Yeah.
And obviously read through the whole campaign, see if it's interesting. And yeah, I mean, I guess we can chat a little bit about that or about the Stuka in general, and then I'd be happy to answer questions as well.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, probably for sort of in a sort of contemporary historical sense, well, historian sense, you guys are probably very, very big in this, the community of sort of Stuka information and anything about the kind of history, operational history. So everyone here is probably in very good company with your perspectives here.
Yeah, I mean, it's I still play War Thunder as well, on and off. It's one of those games that I keep going back to. Obviously, I started in, what was it, 2013, I think, were my first couple of games. And then, in fact, my channel started a little bit with War Thunder and the whole sort of historical directive that it has taken afterwards. War Thunder has always been sort of a little bit of a accompanying feature. And obviously, you know already how sort of War Thunder is incorporated in a couple of videos that I've been doing on the channel as well. So yeah, that's always nice to have sort of that visual representation of the things that I'm actually reading, writing, and researching about.
Yeah, definitely. So some context for you guys. We kind of by proxy work together a little bit. Part of my job here at Gaijin is getting the footage for these particular videos, especially from military history visualized, military aviation history, to sort of supplement what's going on with some War Thunder footage. That's part of my job. So we do work together a little bit. There's some crossover there. I do have actually
How amazing that is that you're actually doing this and that Gaijin is doing this, because that is not something that you see with a lot of other companies. And that footage, I think, does really help people go getting sort of a visual appreciation of the things that we're actually explaining in our videos. And yeah, it's really nice that that you do that.
Yeah, it's really fun to make as well. And I mean, especially I suppose for the kind of content that you make and you both make, it's difficult to actually find the appropriate historical footage to display what's actually going on, especially if it's about a sort of a more rare topic, I suppose.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, that's also the issue with all this research. You know, it's one thing doing the research and the script, and then it's the other thing putting it on screen and making it approachable and visually, let's say, stimulating. And obviously, a lot of countries have a very sort of straightforward, very open attitude towards copyrights from that time. So you can freely use pictures and video material, for example, from NARA in the United States, or even the Australian War Memorial down under. But yeah, then there are certain aspects like, the German Luftwaffe, where the pictures are a little bit rarer. And obviously also when I ever go into the archives in Germany, I can't actually show the original files because of copyright laws. So it's always good to have that visual representation then and just give people an appreciation of what's actually going on.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I mean, it's good that. I think one of my favorite things about War Thunder that's probably a bit underappreciated is the replay system that they have. That you can actually make these quite intricate displays of actually what's going on. I mean, it's still quite rudimentary. There is some. It's probably some work that could be done for the future, but in general, it's really nice to actually have that. So it's really good, and especially if it can aid in a sort of a historical context like that, it's really really nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's always a pleasure to make
Very
those.
powerful editor as well, doesn't it? I mean, you're probably the expert in that anyway.
Yeah, there's lots you can do. You can sort of sort of make your own scenarios, like all the aircraft that you're fighting, etc., and the aircraft on your side. And there's lots you can potentially do, and you can make these very big, large-scale conflicts where all the AI will do their own thing. It does make it look quite action-packed, which is it's pretty useful for this kind of thing.
Definitely. I mean, I still remember that one particular clip that you did for my last video where you sort of going down a road in a couple of Soviet tanks and suddenly there's explosions everywhere. You look to the left, you see the Fokker-Wulfs coming in and just look flying over you, going towards the horizon. And that literally reminded me of one of the reports that I've read. I was like, that's bang on right there. That's probably as close as we can get to it.
Oh, that's brilliant! Yeah, like when I first recorded that one from the perspective of the cupola, I guess, I remember like smiling to myself, I was like, that actually looks really cool. I'm really, really happy that we got that. So I'm glad you liked it as well. That's really great.
I mean, I have a list for the upcoming video as well. I will send that over to you soon.
Awesome.
And yeah, I'm looking forward to what you can create there.
Awesome. Yeah, looking forward to it. So I have a probably the most introductory question here on the sort of Stuka basis. But do you have a favorite variant out of all the Stukas that ever were?
You know what? I've never actually been asked that question.
Really?
And I've never asked myself that question either. Um, I suppose I do in a way. I like the shift from sort of the B and the R model over to the D1.
Okay.
Mainly because of all the complications and the problems that you have with that shift, both in production, in stockpiles, in spare parts, and then also the operational experience. And I think that's something that we don't talk enough about, sort of really changing, first of all, the production line of one aircraft to the other. And let's be honest, the B and the R type look very similar to the D type. There are some appreciable differences, but they look very, very similar, right? But when you go then sort of into the files and you see the difficulties in actually trying to kickstart a new production line, a revised production line, and some of the issues that are associated with that, I think that made that sort of switch sort of perhaps one of the favorite moments for me to research. And that's why I'm a little bit partial to the D1, which I think is not in War Thunder. I think the D3 is the closest approximation we have.
Yeah.
It's very similar, really. There is no big difference there. And one of the cool things that happens there is that when they're doing that production shift, they actually don't have enough gears for the D1. Yeah, the weight of the aircraft increased, so they have to develop a new gear that can carry that weight. So they are retrofitting the gears of the earlier B types and R types to the D1s, which results in a lot of crashes when these aircraft then land or ground loop and just failures in the gears, which is something, again, that we don't quite talk about enough, I think, sort of these complications. And then the other change, of course, is that the water cooling from the earlier types changes completely. Like the location of the radiator is under the engine cowling initially, and that then gets moved to under the wings on either side. And I've read a lot of reports from the Eastern Front that say because it's so low, well, it doesn't really look low. It has like ground clearance of maybe 2/3 of a meter or something like that. I would have to go in with a measuring tape to just check that. But because when they're sort of taking off from a little bit dusty, perhaps still slightly wet ground, a lot of mud gets kicked up by the propeller, the prop wash, and then being thrown directly into the radiator intake there, clogging it up and then causing every now and then, one or two machines have to return because their engines are just running hot before they can even go on dropping the bomb. So that's so some of those small changes that do have an appreciable impact on the actual operational conditions and the operational realities that the aircraft faces.
I see. Yeah. So, I mean, this is, of course, a really interesting perspective on the vehicle, especially for people who play War Thunder watching here, as these are the kind of things that are not really considered very much in general plays. They don't sort of come into effect as, I mean, with this game, it takes those certain historical liberties with how things perform in terms of, the very finer details. So there's lots of things going on with that don't perhaps really that many people would consider. So it's interesting to have this extra perspective on how everything works there. So yeah, that's interesting. So there's a lot that actually goes into it.
It does. And actually, I just saw Mike having looked at the bombing window that's in the cockpit, and that reminded me of another thing that I read is that that bombing window wasn't actually that useful at times because it is it sometimes clogs up with oil. Or not really clogs up, but essentially there's oil that sort of is streaming from the oil radiator that's up front down the lower part of the engine cowling and then into that window, and makes it very fuzzy and hard to watch see through. I haven't read about it that much, whether that really was a big issue, but it comes up every now and then. And if you look at the placement there, and again, this is why it's brilliant to actually have a game like War Thunder where you can have a look at a 3D model. You can actually see how the placement behind the oil radiator could cause such an issue there.
Excellent, yeah. Yeah, that's actually really interesting. That's something I never really noticed. But like, if you think about it, that kind of makes sense. That would be a sort of an actual fallout effect of the oil spilling there. I never really thought of that. That's pretty interesting. Okay, excellent. Yes, there's lots to learn here today, Mike.
Shall we play some games with Stukas?
Yes. So in the background here, we can probably play a couple of games. Maybe you can join if you like in a bit after a couple.
Sure.
If you have the game open. And in the meantime, if anyone in the chat has any particular questions about the Stuka in general, I mean, you are probably in the best company you'll ever be in for this kind of thing. So by all means, if you have any questions, put them in. I can relay them. Is there anything you'd like to know? It's actually one question I have actually. Is what versions of the Stuka historically did have the Jericho trumpets? Because I remember reading a couple of reports recently that some of the D variants had them, but I know the B2 did, but yeah, I know there's potentially some more that could maybe mount them. Do you know anything about that side of things?
So theoretically, all of them could mount it, right? With the B-type, the Sirens were a field kit, something that wasn't really built at the factories with the actual airframe integrated already from the start. And it was something that was built in workshops and then added later on, sort of as a just field kit, right? And those Sirens were absolutely hated by their crew. They did not like them at all for a couple of reasons. First of all, you can't turn them off. So that means as you're leisurely cruising through the sky, you will always have this constant low pitch wail next to you, and you have to contend that essentially as soon as you, I think, 250 or 260 kph, as soon as you hit that speed, you start hearing them a little bit.
I see. Yeah.
Drag, and they add they have an impact a little bit on your speed and your range, which wasn't that great. And then of course the industry comes in with the D-type and says, okay, so now we understand that the Siren is a thing. Now we're going to build our proper Siren, and they attach proper Sirens to the earlier D-types. But by this point in time, most Stuka Geschwaders are just saying like, yeah, we don't know them, we don't want them. And as soon as they see a new Stuka coming in from the factories, they take that thing off and they just throw it away.
Okay.
Although there is an improvement with the D-type in that you can actually turn them on and off, which is nice, I guess, from that perspective. But the Sirens in many ways are an interesting aspect to the Stuka because, like I just said, the field units, the units that actually used them, hated them. But on the sort of higher echelons of the Luftwaffe, they were very appreciated. They said, oh yeah, these things, they work, they have this morale effect, the enemy just fears them and just runs away as soon as they see the Stukas streaming down with the Sirens. By this point in time, we're speaking sort of end 1942, beginning of 1943. That's really not the case anymore, but the high command still sort of, and especially von Richthofen, the sort of famous aficionado of the Stuka, even though initially he didn't really like it that much, he was still very much a fan of the Siren. And yes, he is sort of related to the von Richthofen from the First World War. It's like somewhat distant relationship.
Okay, interesting. So yeah, I suppose so. Some of the later variants we have in game could potentially have these Sirens equipped. Then, at least for sort of, I mean, in War Thunder, it's a bit easier because you have these. Well, it sounds cool, and for a game perspective, it's nice to have them mounted. So if they had the potential to mount them, we could maybe have these in some of the later D variants as well, like the D3 and the D5 that we have in game.
The D3 certainly, because the D3 was still mainly based to do dive bombing, whereas the D5, you have that switch to try to make the Stuka more capable in a close air support role where they wouldn't really dive from high altitude. So let's say 3 to 5,000 meters, right? Which 9,000 to 15,000 feet. And the 20 mils there that you see on the D5, that was really to try to improve sort of the ground strafing capabilities against soft targets, gun emplacements, trucks, and that sort of stuff. At this point, I don't think the Siren really makes sense anymore. But theoretically speaking, I think it should still be able to mount them, definitely, because it's pretty much the same gear fairing and the same device. And since that was supplied by industry, I mean, if you want to go into the option menu, Gaijin, and also have an on-off switch, that would be for the D-type, not for the B-type. And the R-type, obviously for long range, usually did not mount them because they did have a small but I would say still appreciable impact on the aircraft's range.
Yeah. That's if I remember the R in the R-type Stuka, that stands for range in German. Is it something to do with long range? I think the R.
Yeah, so the common hypothesis is that it stands for Reichweite, yeah, so which is of course range. I have not seen that in original documentation.
I see. That's interesting.
It makes sense, of course, and I wouldn't be surprised if somewhere that connection was made. But then again, if you think sort of about how the Germans have been using letters, I mean, it's a very sort of logical. You start with the alphabet at A, right, and you go all the way to, well, F, G, K, depending on the 109s now. With the Stuka, it was A, B, C for the navalized version. There were only 5 were built, and they were never really put into service. They were actually retrofitted back into a B. Then you have this R thing, which completely is out of the picture from the sequence, right? So maybe there is something like that, because it seems so far removed from the general logic of naming your aircraft that maybe that connection was made to, okay, we just have that as Reichweite. But I'm not quite sure because I haven't seen that really in the documentation.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay, there's another question here actually. Do you know what the circular formation below the gunners on the back of some of the latest Stukas is? I mean, to me, it looks a bit like a radio, like an antenna kind of thing, but I'm not sure what that is actually.
Spins around. That's the Peilgerät. So that's the directional finding radio equipment that essentially hones in on a radio signal that is being sent from a friendly airbase, and you can find your way back to your airbase then with a instrument gauge in your cockpit.
Okay, interesting. Okay.
I thought those were tail controls.
Like a loop you see on some of the Fokker Wolves. Or you ever looked at sort of an Allied bomber and you saw that teardrop shaped?
Yeah, that's a point.
That is also a DF antenna, directional finding antenna.
Interesting. Okay. Very nice. And also, if you have War Thunder installed and open right now, would you like to play a couple of Stuka games with us?
Sure, absolutely. Yes, I will have to give you my my player name, right, for this.
Very good.
I will send it to you. That should bring you to the correct address.
I'll forward this to Mike, who is our squad lead at present.
Actually, it's better if I just make you the squad lead, to be honest.
Oh, fair enough. I can do this too. Okay, so the full caps. Are you in a squad, the LD squad?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't think they exist anymore, to be honest. I joined them back in 2013.
I see.
And sometimes I still look into it, and I'm just like, oh, I'm the only one here. For any sort of recent activity. But yeah, that was an old-timer squad. I think they were doing a lot of sort of sort of flight simulations, and they jumped onto War Thunder quickly. And then, of course, IL-2 came out, and then they sort of moved to that.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, is there any particular Stuka you'd be interested in giving a try first?
I know that we can have some really good fun with sort of the G1 and the G2, right? Because it's such a low battle rating.
Yeah.
But I think you discussing trying the later D-types with 20mm cannon pods and something. So I would be up for anything, really.
Okay, well, yeah, we can try the D5 with the extra 4 cannons. That could be pretty good.
Okay.
Happy to give that a go.
Right, I'm gonna quickly just make sure that I have the right setup here.
Chat has been going absolutely insane about my HUD.
Machine guns, because for some reason I have better luck with those, but we'll see.
Yeah. They're a lot lighter from what I can see, so they do help the maneuverability a bit from what I can understand. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just very satisfying to see a lot of tracers going out.
Yes, absolutely. So there's one question here. I think it's a bit old from YouTube. I can't see who wrote it, but there was somebody asking that if there was any reinforcement made to the wing spars of the G model to accommodate for the 37mm pods, because they do seem very, very heavy, and they do impact maneuverability a bit. I was wondering if there was any structural improvements made to accommodate for that.
I don't think there was, from my memory, because those wings in themselves could already carry 500-kilogram bombs if you wanted to.
True, yeah.
So I don't think there was any of that. In the official sort of breakdown of changes to the aircraft, I don't remember seeing it, although I know that the one that I have is a simplified breakdown of all the changes, which just highlights the main ones. The wing, of course, between the D3 and the D5 was lengthened. You also see this reflected in the G1 and the G2.
Yeah.
But that's, I think, the only real technical change to the wing that is appreciable in that sense. But then I could be wrong. That would actually be interesting to look into. Yes, definitely.
That'd be interesting.
So auto bomber spawn, I guess, right?
Yes. There's another interesting question here, actually, from Unsalted Fish on YouTube asking, did any of the gun pods that we have for the D5, the MG pod and the 20mm pod, see actual combat or wide use at all?
For the machine guns, definitely. With the 20mm gun pods, I'm not quite sure. So the machine gun pods that I seem to be carrying, yes, I did not put the emails. Those definitely saw, and that was again to an attempt to sort of augment the strafing firepower of the aircraft. Whereas the 20 mils, I'm not quite sure. And it should also be mentioned that it's relatively rare, really, to put those on there. And I think they were generally used in a very similar manner to the tank hunters, where you didn't use them on the front lines, but you used them against Soviet troops, because most of the Stuka stuff really happens on the Eastern Front, right? Post 1941, and they were used in sort of against units that had broken through. And you just needed to contain them until the Heer, so the German army, moves in and then contains that breakthrough.
Okay, interesting. And there was another question as well. It's a bit of rapid fire questions for you here. What was really the catalyst for removing the Stuka from like frontline service? Was it sort of a redundancy of a new aircraft coming in that was more better suited, or was it sort of the aircraft itself was not performing as it was sort of expected or intended to perform?
So on the one hand side, the Stuka shows its age, and 1942 is sort of the year where the Germans have to decide, do we stick with the Stuka or don't we? And they decide to stick for the Stuka, knowing that they have to replace it. And it's a weird sort of situation where they know that any sort of plane, let's say as a modern dive bomber that they could build, will arrive too late to actually be there at the end of the war. They're already saying this in 1942. They say by the time we have a new plane that will really fulfill the role of the Stuka, the war will have been done, right? And they were completely right. So it was on the side that on one hand side it was that, and on the other hand side, of course, the Focke-Wulf 990 comes in and takes off and takes a lot of the Stuka's job essentially.
Okay, interesting. Some
he-
bullying there.
Also, I think there are new gun sounds. Is that with the recent update?
Yeah, with the last
Yes.
update, we have some new gun sounds that are really nice. Actually, at least the machine guns, especially, sound very, very, very meaty. Which I keep saying meaty. It's a really bad way of putting it, but I don't know. They have like a bass to them, and it sounds really good.
There's an IL-4.
Okay, I'll give him a
And
strafe.
there's a Yak-3 below us doing the thingy thing.
The thingy thing. Okay, that thing just disintegrated. Christ, yeah, these. So this is like a 620 mils here on this thing, which is pretty nutty.
I think you're gonna get him.
Mike
There's
is on the
another
case.
Below us.
I'm
just
trying
rolling
to.
on those. Let's see what I can do.
Okay, I'll have a look at the Yak 7, so we can do that.
Well, I critted that guy. I
Nice.
think he's going for you.
I'll see if I can get another shot.
Shame I couldn't get him there. But, oh yeah, there
Nice.
Very nice. Actually saving my life there.
we go. Yeah, I don't think the Soviets were expecting Stukas at this altitude.
Yeah, these things can really take people by surprise. Like I think a lot of people just see the Stuka and think it's a free kill, but the D5, if it's flown kind of cautiously, it can really be a menace, especially to fighters. So it's a pretty good plane.
Oh, somebody's on me, it seems. Okay. Or maybe somebody was just going. Oh. I keep wanting to dive on people that just die.
Yeah. No, we're doing pretty well. XP50's down. That's a very high value target, so we're good there. Mustang's down as well.
Got a 51 on flat spin.
There's
He's
an
down.
LA5 coming in. If he's going head on, I'll just accept it.
Yes.
Because I have guns.
How does this keep on working?
I don't know. So we are doing accidentally incredibly well in the Stuka today. It's fate. Oh,
Ooh.
bloody hell, yeah.
That was a very violent human aircraft interface.
Yes, absolutely. Very nice.
And is that it? There's the IL-4, there's the P-51 down there.
Yeah, just those two left.
Oh, where is
I
he?
didn't do anything. I just talked.
Well, I mean, even so, that's a very valuable contribution, it must be said. Actually, so in War Thunder, I believe we have the B2, R2, D3, D5. Are there any other variants of the Stuka that you would personally like to see represented in the game in some way?
I mean, D1, you could put that in relatively easy because it's just a carbon copy of the D3 in many ways. You could, of course, add the A model, the early models, simply because of their historical significance, although I don't think they would perform all that well. But what would be interesting is, I think, the C model. So that's the navalized
Yeah.
model, where sure enough, the Germans never really finished it, but they had some trials with it, and they did build a pre-production run of, I believe, it was like 5 aircraft or something like that. And you could also add a torpedo if you wanted to.
Yeah.
To be honest, the torpedo could also be added to the D model. That would be absolutely no issue either. It actually had some torpedo flying trials in Grosseto, Italy in 1943. So that's a loadout that could also be potentially added. I don't know exactly where War Thunder Naval stands at the moment. I haven't played that part of the game, so I don't know if that would be a crucial contribution there. But yeah, it could be interesting, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. It's a very interesting version. I mean, I've seen it mentioned a lot, and I think at least for players of this game, the torpedo aircraft are very well loved. Like, I think there's a lot of people asking for the field modification of the IL-2M with the IL-2T, I think. So that'd be nice to see as well. And yeah, it'd be nice to see the C version as well at some point in the future. I think we've actually won this game. There's one other version of the Stuka I remember seeing a long time ago, but I don't know if it was a real thing or not. Maybe it's just in my head. There was a version with like an inverted rudder that was beneath the actual fuselage. Was that a real thing, or was that just like one of those like Luft 47 or 46 artworks?
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Let me see if I can
But
find
if
it.
you still have a picture, please send it my way.
Yeah,
That would be interesting to see. Also, I lost a wing.
still,
You got a hole in your left wing.
we did pretty well. That was okay. How much more time do we have, Mike?
We have about 10 more minutes.
Okay,
We can do another match.
we can do one more match. Well, that's all good. Any other preference for a particular Stuka variant you'd like to try for our last run here?
Um, let's go with, I guess, the G1 just to have a quick little fun one.
Okay, G1. Let's go. Yeah, I need to find this version with the inverted rudder. Do you ever seen this? It's like a
I don't think
version pointing.
I don't think I
downwards.
have, no.
Okay, actually have a look.
I wonder how
Maybe if
that
I
would work
see
for
it,
landing.
some bells. It's always possible.
Hmm. All right, I'll do a bit of a search here. It might be one of those things. I remember there was a lot of like artwork and that kind of thing for aircraft, sort of the what if kind of thing. If the war continued a few years, it might have been one of those. But let me see.
Possible. The thing is also with these aircraft is that oftentimes I nearly call them design studios, these aviation companies, right? They drew stuff up and,
Yeah.
and just had it in the shelf or proposed it by themselves and got rejected and so on. And then it's in some folder, and 50 years later after the war, somebody goes through a couple of boxes that haven't been touched for 20 years and finds one of these, and then this is like, oh, this looks cool, and then makes a 3D model of them or whatever. So yeah, it's possible that something like that existed on paper, but nobody ever really looked into it, or like I said, I mean, the Germans knew in 1942 that whatever dive bomber they're going to be developing is not going to be ready by the time the war ends.
Gotcha. Okay, so I have found it. It's the JU 187. If you've heard of this one.
Right? Is that the one? It's the whole tail is flipped, right?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's more of a paper drawing thing.
Okay.
More of an idea. Because it was, I believe, there was the the question with going further in development after into the F model, which never happened. And then there was this idea still lingering about, okay, so we need something fast that can dive bomb, that can do this sort of job, and maybe something like that got proposed, but that lies a little bit outside of the scope of what I'm currently researching. So I would have to do a little bit more reading on that.
Gotcha. Yeah. Like it always struck me as one of those like fantasy designs. Like there's a lot of I remember some Airfix kits back in the day. There was a lot of the kind of what if designs, like of the like the P what is it? The P 1011 is it? And the Tar I can't remember. They made some really modern looking designs that look like kind of scaled down sabers. I think late in the war.
Yeah, the modeling the modeling companies, let's say, they have a fantastic contribution sort of to the aviation community, but they also have a lot to answer for.
Yeah, I suppose.
I would say. I mean, some of those designs and some of the really more outrageous ones that, in theory, maybe the Germans were working on them, or they had already built a pre-production version or a mock-up and so on and so forth. I mean, most of that stuff, pretty much all of that stuff was utter fantasy. But once you make a model kit out of it, it is official, and they were working on this.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's always fun seeing those designs, but I think that has actually been decreasing in the last sort of couple of years, where people have started to appreciate the actual models that were in combat more so than sort of the what if scenarios.
Yeah, especially, I mean, I remember back in the day when War Thunder was quite early on. I remember seeing a lot of people suggesting like all of these like fantastical designs, like some of the late Daimler-Benz projects, like the Parasite carriers. I remember very very late on, they made some of those designs, like the napkin designs they were kind of called in the community. But recently, yeah, it's more so been about the actual designs that still sort of in the World War II designs that could be added, especially linked to War Thunder. As yeah, there's still a fair few things that could be added in. At least Stuka wise as well. I mean, I really would like a premium C model Stuka, like the torpedo. That could be really nice to
Well,
have.
as a premium, I would guess. Yeah, give that bad boy a fair price, and you have yourself a buyer in me.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. But it's interesting. I think like torpedo aircraft and like float aircraft, especially, I've always really liked. So it'd be nice to see if we can get some more variants of that in the future. Right.
Game design wise, I would also say at that point it would be nice to have more targets for them for sort of these navalized aircraft. But you could go into naval battle, I guess.
Yeah. Could the C version carry bombs as well, or is it just the torpedo specialization?
Yeah, it could carry everything. Oh, I didn't expect that guy.
Gosh, yeah, man, we're against some pretty tough fighters. The Lag and the Mirsky here.
I got multiple holes in all of my wings.
Yeah, okay, I'm coming in. This may not go as smoothly as the last one, but we'll see how it goes.
Oh, my gunner is really angry.
Yeah, we have accidentally... Oh my god.
So two of them. Well, that's a maneuver kill.
That makes it a lot easier. Well done.
There's
Excellent.
one spinning out of control. I'm gonna try to give him the good news.
Excellent, yeah. That's the Swedish RE2000 there in the flat spin.
But that didn't do anything.
See if we can hassle that lag
I got a
there.
lag on me. That's not fun. Oh, no, that's really not fun.
Got him.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Immediate avenge.
I may or may not have completely forgotten I actually had the 37mm cans and not the 20s.
Either way, very good. Nice stuff. Okay, this is looking a bit more positive now. The sacrifice, my friend, will not be in vain. Let's see what we can do.
Jet 20's down.
I will now observe you.
Excellent. I will endeavour to do well, although my aim with these guns is sporadic at best.
They are sort of, if you get used to them, they are really deadly, but there we go.
Very nice. Oh no. Don't
It's
hit the tree,
confusing
please.
how little lead they need, but sometimes you just underestimate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's tricky to they're one of those things like sort of, look at Mike go, dude. You've become like a very quick expert in how to use these. Man, very nice.
There is something incredibly satisfying about how using a high caliber gun against an aircraft. It's just amazing.
I know there's two more enemies, it seems.
Yeah, one more left, I think, just now. One crashed. I think we've got one bomber, so we'll see what that is.
Do you have any ammo left?
I've got 6 rounds per gun, but I'm a bit too low and slow, I think, to do much damage. We can see where he is. We have a blind hunt, actually. Speed this up.
Some ground targets there. But yeah, if you have engine damage, maybe not the best at the moment.
Yeah. Water
that's
and
one
oil
of
leak.
the other things with the Stukas, what they said when they were doing sort of this more close air support, trying to contain Soviet air tank forces from breaking through and just containing those. They said, it's the Stuka can take hits, but if it gets hit in the cooling system, it is game over. You need to fly back immediately.
Yeah.
Because those liquid cooled engines are just not meant for that sort of work.
Yeah, especially, I mean, anything that comes to mind, especially right now, is this the HE-100, which was basically a plane that was a cooling system, from what I recall. So, yeah.
Very interesting sort of design and technical achievement, together with all the other aircraft that used surface cooling. And then there were quite a few of those, of course, in the interwar years, but completely impractical for war.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, 2 successful outings.
Yeah.
Very good
Well
stuff.
done.
And I
Fantastic.
suppose that rounds up our time quite nicely, I would say, up here.
I'm telling you, Stuka Gaming.
Perfect.
Stuka Gaming. Well, thank you very, very much for coming. I suppose it's a very busy schedule for you right now with everything going on, but thank you for taking the time to come and have a chat with us about the Stuka here.
Yeah,
And,
well, thank you very much for having me, of course, and for the fun games. And yeah, I always appreciate talking about the Stuka and and the sort of history behind it. So yeah, thanks very much.
Yeah, you're absolutely welcome. And as well, everyone watching on YouTube and Twitch right now, there are links in the chat if you want to check out the book yourself. Have a look on the website and see if it's for you. And yeah, absolutely something to pick up if you're interested in a bit of the history and have a bit of a historical keepsake and a kind of book kind of thing. I mean, collecting books like this, I mean, it's my thing. I love all that stuff. So if you're ever so inclined to have a look on the history of these kind of things, especially the Stuka, it's a very good time to give it a look yourself. So have a look.
Thanks very much, and catch you guys later.
Yeah, thank you very much. Have a lovely day.
You too. Thanks very much. Bye bye.
Bye.
So that was military aviation history. I've been posting the links to his book down in the chat, so do check that out. And you can also check out his channel on YouTube. Well, I think it is about time that we go off as well, isn't it?
Yeah. Is there any sort of final words? Because you've been very stoic because of our audio system requirements.
Well, I'm going to say that this hat is multi-purpose. I can go from a captain to a what they're called
I don't want to say the
hand
word.
deck.
The hand deck man.
Deckhands.
The deckhand man.
Just by 190-degree turn, which is beautiful. So
The deckhand
by the
man.
set, this by the way increases your warfare skill by 20% at least. Even though this is a naval hat and has absolutely nothing to do with Stukas, you saw. Well, you didn't see all the kills I got. Damn it.
I did show the really cool one you got. I did see it in the background.
Awesome.
So that is shown. So we can clip that. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. We've got a deckhand. A deckhand.
God.
Yeah.
Not the New Zealand
Yeah.
accent.
What's that video about that guy talking about his deck? That he's cleaning his deck.
I remember that one. That's
Yeah.
from Key of Awesome.
That's a proper vintage internet
Yeah.
meme that we have there.
They even made sequels.
Oh man.
You
I
had
missed
Smosh
that.
making Dixon cider as well.
Who remembers Smosh, dude?
I do.
I think we shouldn't remember her anymore.
I don't remember anything that happened after they hired all those people, but old school Smosh was
Smosh-
beautiful.
Smosh had some recent moments which were perhaps less I don't know, what's the cool word? I don't know any cool words. I'm not very cool, but even so, but
2021 sucks.
2021 kind of does. What doesn't suck, as we've proven, is the Stuka.
Absolutely. So,
Check it
yeah,
out.
try them out if you happen to want to have some fun. Now, here's the thing. They don't really play well alone. We've mentioned that before, but if you have some buddies, these planes are pretty easy to get. They're very low tier, very easy to get. So get somebody together and have some fun in the Stuka. Well,
Very
let's...
acceptable as well.
Yes. It is time for us to go. We will be back tomorrow on the Enlisted official channel covering the new updates, the Tunisia campaign, as well as some of the other stuff. Have you tried the MKB-43, I believe it is?
Is
The
that-
MP-43.
Not yet, but I'm very, very excited to give it a go.
Oh my god, you're going to have fun.
The sniper version on Moscow looks like it's going to be straight up bullying.
Yes.
and that's
I haven't
gonna
tried
be
the
fun.
sniper version yet. I have tried the one in Normandy. And let's just say you don't need any other submachine guns. Or light machine guns for that matter. All you need is ammo boxes.
I'm actually kind of hyped for this.
So
gonna be
tune into
cool.
that tomorrow if you like FPS games, and if you don't, you can check us out next week as well. Tom is up next on a solo stream on Monday at noon 30 GMT, where he answers your questions about the game and how to play vehicles. Pop in and well, send him your questions. He'll try his best to answer them. And on next Thursday, we are once again going to be live both of us together to play some War Thunder. And I believe next Thursday we should be covering the event vehicles of the event that has started today. At least 2 of them. We're going to be covering the F5A and the Leopard prototype 16, 14, whatever it is. So yeah, thank you very much for watching this stream. Thank you very much again to Military Aviation History for joining us in the, well...
Yep, and Military History Visualized, of course, in the chat as well. Helping out. Very much appreciated taking the time to come over. Very
now...
nice.
This is going to be it for YouTube, but before we go on Twitch, we are going to find someone to raid. We got to share the love and give everyone some stuff.
Yes.
Some
Everyone
viewership.
will have some stuff.
Well, not everyone. Only one person out of a content creator partnership program.
Only one person will have our stuff.
That can... Oh, God.
That's a very aggressive vibration.
It was. That she scared me for a second there.
Yes.
All right. Who do we have here?
The aircon was on fire.
That would be terrible. Can you imagine the aircon just throwing fire onto us?
The absolute irony of that would be enough to make me smile.
I
I'd be
mean,
very warm.
you would be wrong for the rest of your life. That is for sure.
Very true, I suppose. Who's cool?
Oh, we got Ash over here. I don't think we ever hosted Ash before. Isn't it like 7 a.m. for him right now?
Very early, I would have thought.
Yeah, he lives all the way over in Australia. So we're going to give a little rate to Ash007. He is an Australian content creator, so we can enjoy his smoothie accent voice. Yes.
Ask him how clean is his deck.
Yes. Yes. He is actually part New Zealandish as well. So
there we go. So we're covered. We're covered there. So we're all good. Absolutely fantastic.
Thank you very much once again for tuning in to this stream. My name has been Micah's Boom in a sailor hat. Tom has been here carrying the entire second half of the stream with the interview. And we shall see you soon on the same channel. Once again, goodbye.